All right, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, and welcome back to the session. Welcome back to the 12 o'clock, the 12 p.m. session, the trading room, TD Markets Academy, TD Markets Exchange. This is where it's all at. All right, you are at the right place. Definitely, you are at the right place. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome back. Let's get it started. Let me just first look at the chat. Let's just acknowledge the chat. We've got Tanya, as always, Knight, Reshmi. I hope that's how you pronounce your name, Reshmi. We've got Reshmi in the house, Aubrey, Matume in the house. We've got Sikwane. I hope that's the right pronunciation. Sikwane in the house. Welcome. Thank you guys for joining us. If you're joining us for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. We've hit 6,000 subscribers. We are gunning for 10K subscribers. So don't forget to smash that subscribe button, smash that like button. We are gunning for 10K subscribers. We've hit 6K this week. So 10K, we're gunning for that. So we're hoping by the end of this month, it's 10K. So please share this, comment, like. Let's get the algorithm, like my brother Ash likes to say, right? The algorithm. Let's get the algorithm right. You know, I hope he's watching. You know, but yeah, Barticles, AV Trader. Thank you for always tuning in. We're hoping that we're providing knowledge. We're providing gems, right? We're providing gems, knowledge, and yeah, no, let's go. Yeah, you know, my brother Ash always says, let's get the algorithm right. Something of that nature, you know. It is not a sin to like. It is not a sin to ask for a like. You know, click that like button there, the subscribe button. Yeah, no, you guys are gonna see Ashley next week. Ashley's gonna be back with you guys next week. Yeah, definitely. We've got 16 people watching us live right now. Please, let's get the likes up. Yeah. And yeah, so remember, guys, the links are on the chat right now, right? If you guys want, listen, the TD Markets Academy, we've got some education. So what you see us do, myself and Ash, what you see us do here live with you guys, if you want to learn how to do it, if you want to understand it and learn how to do it, right? We do have education. The TD Markets Academy, you need a trading account for you to access the education. That is the TD Markets Academy. So do send us an email to care@tdmarkets.com, or you can go directly to our website, tdmarkets.com, all right? And then to open an account, you just click on Start Today, right? Click on Start Today. Open that account, a trading account for yourself, because it's important that the knowledge that we give you guys, it's important that you have an account, right? So that you can start applying the knowledge, implementing it, you know, the concepts we show you. It's very important. So yeah, tdmarketsacademy.com, and yeah, TD Markets Exchange, TD Markets, this is where you at the right place for sure. All right. Barticles is in the house. AV Trader Tanya is in the house. You definitely drop nuggets. Thank you. No, it's a pleasure, right? TD Markets Academy, this is where everything is. All right, great stuff. So guys, I think let's get right into it. We had the morning session, and in the morning session we went over some pairs. So let me just make sure I'm sorted on my end. Just give me 1 second. I just want to make sure that I'm sorted on my end. All right, great stuff. Cool. So let's go over to the charts. All right. Like I said in the morning, we are now waiting. All right. We are now waiting for our setups to develop. All right. We've already done the analysis. We've done most of the work on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think Thursday, that's when we we started to wait, but most of the work has already been done. So now we're just waiting for setups to develop. All right. So we have been looking at the yen pairs. The yen pairs hasn't changed. GBP JPY, CAD JPY. The dollar JPY is the one that has not moved. All right, we're anticipating a break and a continuation up, so this one has not moved. So yeah, we're just gonna give it a bit of time. The question is, does this invalidate our setup? Well, at the moment, not yet, right? That's why I said I wanna see what's gonna happen on this low. So at the moment, this movement going down has not invalidated the setup. So let's see what's gonna happen on this low. CAD JPY moved. I wish I was in on this one. It moved. So yeah, all right. And then the commodities, silver took me out on break even. Gold is about to gold is close to my entry, about to, it might stop me out of break even. But silver, I'm out. I'm looking for a continuation though. I'm still looking for this on silver. All right. So waiting for a lower high and then looking for a setup there. But this is the direction. Gold might stop me out on break even. We'll see. But it doesn't matter. We're still looking for a continuation down. So the commodities has not changed. We're still looking for a move towards the downside. Yeah. The yen pairs, nothing has changed. The indices, US 30 is dancing around the zone. So US 30 is dancing right now, right? It's just dancing. The dance that US 30 is doing right now is something, we've got these dances in South Africa. I don't know the names, but this thing is dancing around here, all right? So let's wait for this to find its feet. But we're still looking for US 30 to go up. Remember what I said about the tech stocks. The reason why we are bullish on the tech stocks is because of AI is booming right now. The tech companies are booming right now. AI is booming. So the earnings for Q2, right, were positive for most of the tech companies. Q2 earnings, right? So there's a lot of demand in tech stocks. There's a lot of demand in your Nasdaq US 30. So that's one of the reasons why I'm bullish, right? So right now, I'm not interested in selling or looking for a sell on US 30. I'm just looking for buys on US 30, right? So I'll continue looking for buys. Yeah. So that one, yeah, let's just wait for this dance to complete, right? It's just dancing around here. I don't know which music it's dancing to, but I'm hoping that it's a good song. I'm hoping that it's a good song so we can also dance and join and dance, yeah? But yeah, so nothing much on US 30 right now. But Nasdaq, it's doing exactly what we spoke about. So for me to look for a continuation Nasdaq, I want Nasdaq to come back down to these areas, right? I don't think I'm going to buy it where it is right now, unless it gives us, maybe a pattern there. But yeah, I just wanted to come close to these zones so I can look for a buy. So I'm still waiting right now. But yeah, so with the indices, this is how we are looking with the indices. Yeah, this is how we're looking. I'm just gonna do an update of what you spoke about. Yeah, so the yen pairs still the same, commodities still the same. So the setups, the price action we see right now has not changed the entire setup. So it's still the same. I also went over Bitcoin and Ethereum, and with Bitcoin, Ethereum, I said that the long-term, okay, not the long-term move, but these things, they're going to continue trading towards the upside. Right now, Bitcoin and Ethereum are stuck in a correction. And because of this correction, we may see one more push down because of the correction, but we still see them pushing towards the upside. So right now, we are stuck in the correction. I'm on the daily time frame on Bitcoin. This is how the daily time frame is. Now, this is the structure now that is moving price. All right. The market has already gone towards the upside. From these lows, we can see there was a stop loss hunts here. However you want to interpret it, there was liquidity down here. So the market came back to grab liquidity, went up. Now, what is it doing now? It's trading inside this formation. We can see the lows clearly. We can see the highs clearly. So now, it seems like it's going to come back down one more time to the low. Bitcoin is going to come back down one more time to the low. You look at Ethereum, the same thing. So if you're looking at crypto, or you trade crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, just understand what's happening right now. We're in this formation and we can come back down one more time. So it's up to you whether you want to trade this down while you're waiting for this move up, or you're gonna leave this out and wait for the move towards the upside. It's entirely up to you. I mean, you can trade both moves. You can trade this move down, you can trade this move up. So it's up to you whether you wanna trade both of them or you wanna wait for your swing towards the upside. That's entirely up to you. But according to the formation, this is what we're seeing right now. Yeah, this is what we're seeing right now. So that's what both Bitcoin and Ethereum is doing. All right. The oil, nothing has changed on the oil. UK oil, WTI, US oil, UK oil, that's Brent crude. So yeah, according to this formation, so we had a break, but now seems like we're coming back down. So it seems like it's coming back down to this low again for a push towards the upside. US oil, it seems like, okay, so this formation seems like it's not complete as yet. So you're going to wait for this to complete. So it seems like it might still come back down to this low before we get the push towards the upside. You see that? So yeah, so UK oil is still forming that, still giving us that pattern there. Yeah. Yeah, so basically, guys, nothing has changed. All right, nothing has changed. Our setups are still there. We're just waiting for them to, well, they are moving, right? They are moving. Maybe we could get some continuation on them, right? Like for instance, NASDAQ, we might get some continuation on NASDAQ. So that's what we're waiting for. But everything is moving. Everything is moving, right? Let me just move to the side. There we go. Yeah, everything is moving. You see that? So we're just waiting now. Just waiting, right? And also, it's a Friday, eh? So yeah, we've done most of the work on Tuesday and Wednesday. So now we're waiting. All right. So while we're waiting, guys, right? I think let's do this session a little bit different. While we're waiting for these setups to form, I just want to hear from you guys. I just want to find out from you guys, right? Obviously, you guys are all traders. You are all trading. So I'm going to refer to you guys as traders, right? So I want to hear from you guys. What do you think when you look at your journey in trading, right? I don't know how long you've been trading, but when you look at your journey in trading, what do you think what is something that is keeping you from progressing, right? What do you think that is, right? Is there something that you're struggling with that is keeping you from progressing? Maybe you've hit the ceiling, right? And then you don't know why you are hitting the ceiling. What is that, right? Maybe let's have that discussion, right? We've been talking about trading plans, the importance of a trading plan. And if you missed the morning session, I just want you guys to watch on YouTube our podcast episodes, right? We are dropping gems there. So let me just share this quickly here. Right, so if you go to our TD Markets channel on YouTube, right? You go to podcasts. We've got our podcasts. In case you guys didn't know, we also have podcasts, right? So look at season 3 of our podcast. There's a few episodes there. There's like 17 episodes, all right? So yeah, watch this, guys. Watch these episodes. We are dropping gems. Some of you guys, whatever you're struggling with might be on one of these episodes, right? So that's TD Markets. Let me actually share the link. Let me share the link, actually. Copy link. Let me paste the link there. Yeah, let me paste the link there. So you guys, the link is on the chat, right? For our podcast episodes. Watch it. There's some gems there. There we go. There's some responses. All right, let's look at some responses. Let's see. Let me see. So, constantly checking strategies. I like that. Well, no, not that I like you checking strategies, but that I think let's have a conversation there. So, MQ27. You say the problem is you constantly checking strategies. Okay, I've noted that. AV trader discipline, noted that. Understanding structure here is a lot. Okay, MQ, I've noted that. Tabo, for me, it's definitely timing and execution. I sometimes enter impulsively. Okay, great stuff. Now, let's have conversations that you see. I like this. And I think Ashley, my brother Ash, would also agree when I say we like this when you guys come with these things so we can solve them, and maybe some of you guys still thinking about it, but let's go to MQ. So the reason, my brother, right, sir or ma'am, the reason you are constantly checking strategies is it's obvious that number one, you don't have a strategy. Now, I don't like the word strategy. I don't like using the word strategy. We don't like using, I'm not speaking in the academy, right? With my brother Ash as well. We don't like using the word strategy. And I'll tell you why. Strategy, somehow it misleads people. When you think of a strategy, you are thinking that, I've got the Holy Grail. That's what I've noticed. That's what you've noticed how people tend to, when they think of strategy. So I don't like the word strategy. I like using an approach, have an approach, right? So, but it's fine, strategy. So the reason why you are checking strategy is because you don't have a strategy, and that's where the problem starts. Or you have a strategy, but you have not backtested or traded the strategy long enough for you to understand how it works. Now, let me cook this one quickly. So you see now, number one, in trading, there's no Holy Grail in trading. Holy Grail is you yourself. You are your own Holy Grail. But in terms of the strategy, there's no Holy Grail, number one. Number two, there is no, 100% does not exist. It's a myth. Nothing is certain. So therefore, there's no 100% certainty in the market. It's a myth. It doesn't exist. Risk management becomes very important. That's why we've got risk management, all right? So, with a strategy, if you have a strategy right now, and if some of you guys struggle with this too, I want you guys to stop this. Stop checking strategies, because you will not find something to work from. You will not find something solid. If you do have a strategy right now, I'm going to assist you in, I want to help you in understanding how to go about making it work. All right. So whatever you have right now, you need to go through the process of backtesting. What is backtesting? In simplest form, right? Backtesting is a process where you are using historical data to test a concept, to test a strategy, right? But now people miss what I've just said right now. When we mean you are testing, you are backtesting, we don't mean that you are backtesting to see if the strategy has winning trades. No. You are backtesting to see how the strategy works over time. Where does it work? Where does it not work? Because there are trend continuation strategies. There are reversal strategies. There are strategies that work best in a trend and doesn't work in a ranging market. There are strategies that work best in a ranging market but don't work in a trend. So now, you backtesting a strategy, you want to understand where the strategy works, where it doesn't work. It's not about if the strategy has a lot of winning trades or not. No, guys, that's where the trap is. Because if you focus on only looking at if the strategy has winning trades, you are missing a lot of detail and the numbers behind the strategy. I hope it makes sense. So when you backtest, and backtest, I love backtesting, guys. Backtesting, I love it so much. I still backtest till today, right? Because you never learn as a what did I say? You never stop learning as a trader. You never stop learning as a trader. So you are always the student of the game. So back to backtesting. Now, what backtesting does is that it helps you understand how the strategy works, where does it work, where does it not work. All right. It also helps you understand over a long period of time, over time, what is the numbers behind the strategy? What are the numbers behind the strategy? And it's not about the strike rate also. No, you want to understand the drawdown, the maximum drawdown. You want to understand, for instance, if you have 5 or 10 opportunity, well, no, that's a bad example. Let me rephrase that. You also want to understand how often does your strategy show you opportunities? How often do you get trades? I can tell you right now that most beginners, if they don't come across opportunities, like maybe in a week, if you are analyzing but don't seem to come across trades, they would think that this strategy doesn't work. They would think that the reason I'm not finding trades is because there might be something wrong with the strategy. Why am I not finding trades, right? So when you backtest, you get to understand that, hey, look, there is gonna be time where in a week you might not find trades. In a day, you might not find trades. You might find 1 trade in a week, and some weeks you might find 10 trades. Some weeks you might find 5 trades. You see that? So you need to understand that you need to go deep as that. So that's what backtesting assists you. Now, once you understand that, then you will be comfortable in your strategy. I'm looking for the best example to make here. Okay, but I'll find it. So there's the process of backtesting I'm talking about, right? And that process, each and every trader goes through that process of backtesting. You can't skip that process. If you skip that process, you're gonna have problems later on, right? You need to go through that, understand the numbers, understand how frequently your trades will develop, and also understand that there are gonna be days where there's no trade. There are no trades. There is gonna be a week where you don't find a trade. You need to understand those things. All right. So backtesting teaches you those things. And once you understand that, then you will then understand the strike rate of your strategy. And this thing of always looking for 100%, it doesn't work. It doesn't exist. There's no 100%. Risk management, that's why you've got risk management. It's important. 100% doesn't exist, right? So don't go looking for a 100% strike rate or success rate strategy. It doesn't work. All right. So backtesting is important. So if you're constantly checking and hopping from strategy to strategy, I need you to stop that. Get a strategy, get an approach, backtest it, create an Excel spreadsheet, create a Word document, and take a screenshot of the setups according to that strategy. So if the strategy shows you a setup and an entry, take a screenshot of the end of that setup before and after. Before the market moves and after the market is moved. Take screenshots and then start learning your setups. That's part of backtesting. Start learning your setups. In one of the podcast episodes, episode 10 here, entries and exits, and also episode 6, trading setups versus strategy. You see that? There we go. I need you guys to watch everything here, but episode 6 deals with what I'm talking about right now. Yeah. So then you will get more knowledge on that, right? You can also do your research on that as well. So what do we need to do? We need to backtest, right? This is a period where you need to lock in, backtest, get those numbers, create an Excel spreadsheet, a Word document, even maybe a PowerPoint. So on the Excel spreadsheet, that is for the numbers behind your strategy. So while you're backtesting, you come across a trade, you lock in the details of that trade in the Excel spreadsheet, the time, the date, the entry point, the details of the position on the Excel spreadsheet. And then the Word document, you take a screenshot of that exact setup. You take a screenshot, you paste it. That's going to be the before. And then you've got the after. The after is then you're going to wait for the market to move. That's the back testing, right? You're going to then simulate and then forward the market moves. And then you're going to take a screenshot of after. It doesn't matter whether the market hit your stop or would have hit your stop loss or not. The fact is, you need to be able to understand your setup before and after. You need to see how it looks. You need to understand the variations of your setup. All right. We'll come back to that. Variations. We'll come back to that. So this process now is going to need you to have a good sample. A good sample. Like for instance, do this process and give yourself a target of 20 trades as an example. 20 trades, 30 trades. Get a good sample for you to go back and review. Right? Because the whole point is for you to know how that strategy works. Not only if it gives you profitable trades, but how it works. That's when you will understand where to tweak, where to change, how to change. That's it. You give yourself a good sample, 20 trades. After 20 trades, you come back, you look at your journal, you look at your Word document, your Excel spreadsheet, and then you sit down and then you analyze the data. You get a success rate, you analyze the data. In analyzing the data, that's where now you're going to start understanding and tweaking and modifying your entries or maybe your exits, right? And then after that, you repeat the same process again. You go 20 trades again. So now you've fixed, right? You've modified. You go 20 trades again. And then let's see now, whatever you fixed, let's see if in the next 20 trades, it's going to be better, right? And then once you do this, when you do this, you're going to reach a point where whatever you were tweaking or modifying works. And then that's when you know, okay, now I can fund my live account. I have a good risk management system. I've got a good trade management system. I've got a statistical edge. I've got that. And I'm ready now to rock. And then you just follow your plan, follow your plan. All right? You just follow your plan. So that's what now we need to do. MQ, that's what we need to do now, right? So it's a weekend now. You see, it's Friday today. I would suggest and encourage you this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, just find time, right? Maybe an hour, do this. It needs a bit of time, but just during the weekend, just find some time, do this. Maybe Sunday after church, find some time, do this. Take a break. In the evening, do this, take a break. Just find some time. You must get in the habit of doing this so that it can work. So unfortunately, that's a process that a trader should not skip. Right. So there we go. I hope it makes sense. I don't know. With this specific point, are there maybe any follow-up questions to this before we go to the next one? Any follow-up questions? But I hope it makes sense, yeah? Hope it makes sense. Okay. So let's go to the second one. AV trader discipline. So yeah, discipline is something. Okay, let me put it this way. So discipline very important, but I believe that for you to have discipline, you need to follow something. For you to have the discipline, you need to follow like a routine. You need to follow something, right? Once you have a routine, you stick to the routine. The routine will force you to have discipline. So what I'm trying to say is the reason why we tend to struggle with discipline is because there's different layers to this, right? But it's because we don't have, and I'm gonna go back to the trading plan. I'm gonna go back to it. So you see, the thing with the trading plan, guys, is that it forces you to have patience and discipline. It forces you, because a trading plan is like your personal mentor. A trading plan will show you exactly step-by-step process of how to do some things. So a trading plan will have your setups, right? And then with a specific setup, let's say for instance the Fibonacci setup, right? Maybe let me go to a chart and explain this on the chart. For instance, let me switch to the chart. So the reason why we struggle with discipline sometimes is because of the trading plan. Now, for instance, your trading plan will have a setup like this, right? And then with this setup, the trading plan should outline and tell you exactly how to go about trading this. That's the whole purpose of a trading plan, right? You can have it in a bullet format or however you want, but it will tell you that. So now if you have this and then you follow your trading plan, automatically you're going to have discipline and patience by default. It happens by default. I don't know, but it happens by default, right? So if you want to buy this, for instance, your trading plan will tell you, hey, this is where you must be buying, right? Look at where the market is right now. Your trading plan tells you this is where you must be buying. So automatically you're going to have patience. You're going to have discipline to wait. That's going to happen automatically. But the moment you don't have a trading plan, that's when we struggle with that. So that's how you fix discipline. That's it, right? It can be discipline in waiting for the setup to form, having the discipline to wait for the entry to form, having the discipline to wait for the market to move, maybe to your first, second target, whatever, having the discipline to wait for the market to move even 50% of your target, having those things, right? So the trading plan helps you with that. The trading plan solves a lot of things. So once we have that, then automatically you're gonna have discipline. You're gonna be patient automatically. It's gonna be a default setting. That's it. So you see now, if we wanna buy Bitcoin right now, we're not gonna buy here. You've got a trading plan. You're not gonna buy there. You're gonna wait for price to get here. You're gonna then wait for your setup. Everything has to be in a plan. That's it. That's the whole point. So a plan is gonna solve a lot of things that you guys are struggling with, guys. I kid you not. Yeah. So look at creating a trading plan, or one of the sessions in our academy. In fact, we do even cover the trading plan in our academy, right? So that session will come. I'm gonna definitely do that session. It will come maybe sometime next week in our education session. I'm gonna definitely do a trading plan, but do a bit of research on that, and then if you're in our academy, then the session will come for the trading plan. Yeah, just detail down what needs to go in a trading plan, how to make it work, and the trading plan, it must be very close to you, right? As a trader, very close to you. Whenever you look at the charts, you've got your trading plan opened. It has to be very close to you. Yeah? Great stuff. No, AV Trader, I can tell you right now that your challenge is something very small, right? It's not a big thing, something very small. It just needs something, a trading plan. All right. And also, you see, the timing and the execution This from Tabo. The timing and the execution. Trading plan. Trading plan. So if you struggle with timing the trade, with executing the trade, I think this one goes more towards the setup, right? I'm gonna come back to structure. I can see MQ. You said understanding structure. I'll come back to it. So you see now the issue of timing and execution, and I don't think you're the only one that struggles with this. I don't think you're the only one. But that issue is an issue that most traders have struggled with and still struggle with, right? So that one, it goes with understanding your setup. It goes with understanding your setup. What do I mean by that? Let me break it down. So I'm going to use this example, right? So let's say we want to buy Bitcoin down here. We're going to wait for Bitcoin to come down here, right? And then now, when do you execute? How do you time? When do you execute? That's where now we need a setup. We need a setup, a buy setup down here. You can't just blindly take a trade there. Boom. No, you need a setup. What is a setup? A setup, how I would define a setup, guys, is a setup is a certain price action formation that confirms your entry and your exits. A setup, it's a specific formation, right? That confirms where your entry is and where your exits are. So without that specific formation, you will not know where the entry is. But once that specific formation develops, then you will know where your entry is and your exits. Stop loss, take profit, but mostly stop loss. So that's what a setup is. That's how I define a setup. All right. So now we would then need a setup. So in this case, we know where to buy, right? But when the market gets there, we need a setup that's going to confirm where the entry is and where the stop loss is. And that's when we can then enter. So if you have an issue of timing and execution, then you need to go back and study your setups. Study your buy setups, study your sell setups. Yeah. And take screenshots. Screenshots, guys. You see screenshots? Screenshots. Take screenshots. Take screenshots. As many screenshots as you like. Take screenshots. Let me see if I have one of my trading plans here. I just want to show you guys something. Screenshots. Screenshots. You'll never go wrong with screenshots. Okay, so I'm gonna show you one of my screenshots. Yeah, one of my screenshots. I have a lot of screenshots. So let me see if I can show this. I hope I can. Let's do this. Damn. Okay, there we go. Snap. Okay, unfortunately I won't be able to show what I wanted to show here. Yeah, I'll show it some other time. I just wanted to show you guys some of my screenshots here, but I'll show it some other time. So take screenshot of the same setup over and 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 over again, and then study your entry. See what confirms an entry. It might be something like a market structure shift plus a pullback. It might be something like a specific candle formation, a specific maybe breakout, a certain breakout. It might be maybe a pattern, a breakout of the pattern. It might be a breakout of a structure. So those are things that will then confirm your setup, right? So from there, your job will then be to execute from there. So that one, it's setups, right? We need to get the setups right. All right. So, Tabo, my brother, just go back to your setups, take screenshots of your setups, and constantly learn your setups. Learn your setups. All right. Understanding structure. Yeah, you see that one, MQ, that one of the structure needs a session, right? It needs a session on its own. Understanding structure. I assume market structure, yeah? I assume you say market structure. What? Okay. So as I can see, there's another question. What do you do when you get to your desk? You open your chart. Like overall, what do you look for? Do you go in depth or just seeing major points? Okay. So when I open up a chart, right, the first thing I look for is a bias. I look for a bias. I look for direction, bias. So that's the first thing. I don't open a chart looking for an entry. No, I want to understand where price is going and where price is coming from, right? I want to understand where price is right now. Where is it coming from? Because price, you can open a chart and price is just randomly going up or randomly going down. I want to understand where is price coming from for it to get to where it is right now. So I look for a bias. Once I get my bias and I look at the daily time frame, right? I look at the daily time frame. I might look at the weekly depending on the formation, but I utilize the daily time frame for my bias. So I look for a bias. I check where price is coming from because price might be dropping, right? Price might do this. And I will try and look for an example on the chart. So you might see price dropping right now, right? And then you might assume, hey, okay, now price is going down. There's a trend, it is going down. But you might miss that price is actually dropping to a demand zone. It's actually, so you see price dropping and you might think, okay, now the trend is down, right? That might not be enough sometimes. You might miss that price is actually going down to a demand zone and then it's going to tap the demand zone and do this. So if you thought this is a downtrend and then you want to sell, you might sell on the demand zone where price shifts up, right? So you want to understand where price is coming from for it to get to where it is. It might be coming from a higher high. For instance, it might be something like this. Basic structure. So let's say you see price going down like this, right? You see this higher high that the market formed. To me, that higher high is important. That structure is important. I can't ignore the structure because there's something significant for the structure. Because for the market to create that structure in the first place, it had to do what? It had to break the previous structure, right? I want you guys to be with me. Don't miss this. Just be with me, right? Follow me. So price broke the structure here. Broke the structure, right? There we go. The previous structure. So you've got a higher high. And we open up the chart. We see price going down now, right? For me, I want to know where price is coming from. Okay. So price broke the previous structure. Okay, good. So that means there's what? Momentum towards the upside. Price created a new structure there, a higher high. So the fact that price formed this higher high, that means probabilities are higher that we're going to go back to the higher high. Overall, that means the trend is bullish. You might see the current price going down, but you are missing this information. You are missing this whole information, right? So if you want to sell this, only looking at this piece, you are missing the structure the market is creating. So that's what I want to know. So once I find this, right, then, it will depend where the market is at that point in time. But let's say the market is going down. So already I know that my bias is bullish. We broke the previous structure. We're creating new structure. We are pulling back or correcting. So I'm focused on buys. I don't want to sell this. I'm focused on buys. Right. So now, depending where price is, let's say at that moment in time, price is here. Is here, right? It's tapping the structure. Well, one of my setups is, before I look for a trade, one of my setups is I want price to come back and tap this, right? Just like what Nasdaq is doing. You see Nasdaq, NASDAQ, before I buy this, I want price to come back and tap this area before I buy. I think this is a good example. Look at where price is coming from. Broke the previous structure. So now we've got new structure that formed there. So to me, that new structure is important because it tells a lot. It tells a lot, right? Either we're going to go back to the structure, tap that structure and go down again, or we're going to break the structure and go up. These are the possibilities. But if price is dropping, probabilities are high that we're going to go back to the structure. That is how market structure works. I hope it still makes sense. So now in a situation like this, right, already I'm bullish. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting for price to correct. Now, how do I know if price is going to correct here, right? Well, you don't have to know. That's the thing. You don't have to know. You just need to follow market structure, the principle of price, as well as price behavior. Price behavior. When I say that I'm looking for price to first come back down here, I'm not guessing this. No, I'm not guessing it. This is a retest that is part of market structure and part of price behavior. So I'm using price behavior to look for a setup. You are using price behavior to look for a setup. So that's why I want this to happen before I look for this. Right? So this is basically what I'm looking. Well, it gets a little bit deeper than this. Just to give you an idea, it gets a little bit deeper than this. But yeah, I look for a bias. I want to know where price is coming from for me to know the probability. And according to the framework of structure of price action, I use the framework, which is market structure, to be able to forecast where price most likely gonna go and what price will most likely do, using the framework, not guessing, but using the framework, which is market structure. And then from there on, once you have your bias, then we're gonna go to setups now. Once you have your bias, then I'm gonna look for a setup, right? Your setup can be a breakout, your setup can be this and that. So now we're waiting for a setup now. NASDAQ waiting for price to first come back to these areas, and then from these areas I'm gonna look for a setup from these areas. Well, not setups, but a setup from here. I'm gonna look for a setup there. Yeah. So it gets a little bit deeper than this, but I think join us in the academy. Join us in the academy. Ash is there, I'm there, and we'll take you through this. Join us there, and we're going to be sorted. Yeah. Great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. Great stuff. All right. So I hope this will help all of you. If you are struggling with something, I hope what I've just said is going to give you a bit of light. And also do watch these sessions every week to, just to improve. Like I said, we've got the academy. The academy is there. So yeah, that's how it is. All right. Great stuff. Great stuff. No, it's been a good session, guys. It's been a good session. I enjoyed it. It's been a good session, a more interactive session. I like it. So yeah, so the setups have not changed. Setups have not changed. Still looking for gold to drop again, right? Silver took me out break even, but still looking for silver to do this again. We've got CAD JPY. That the yen pairs have not changed. The commodities have not changed. The indices have not changed. Still the same. Still the same. All right. Thank you. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed. So let's do this again at 3, right? Let's come back again at 3. Let's see what the market will do. But like I told you guys, most of the work is done. So we're just waiting for market to play out. If there's changes, we're gonna talk about those changes. Is, let's say for instance, gold changes direction, changes the structure, we're gonna do updates on that, right? But yeah, let's meet again at 3, and then let's rock. Yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys later on. Have a good one, guys. Good luck, and yeah, have a warm Friday. Catch you guys later. Cheers, everyone.